Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. And one of the things I really hate is when employees doing their job get straight up screwed over, right? You're an employee, you're hired to do a job, you're hired to protect the business, and you do something and it gets taken out of context, it gets twisted and pulled and turned in this social media world we live in, and you get damaged for it. We see this with colleges more often than not, I think, where professors speak their mind about just how the world is, and the students there freak out. They all over social media, get everyone worked up into a tizzy, and then this person gets fired. People get fired for saying stupid things on social media all the time. But what happens when it becomes weaponized and it gets used against you for simply doing your job and you ultimately did nothing wrong? Well, that's what happened to Chipotle, right? Where you have the manager from a Chipotle who got fired the other day because she told a couple guys that just so happened to be black that they had to pay up front. And the reason for that is not because she's racist, not because she's misandrist, not because of any of those reasons people tried to label upon her bigoted, discriminatory, prejudiced, whatever. It has everything to do with the fact that these guys are known to be diners and dishers. That's what they do. They dine and dash all the time, or at least they have done it multiple times in the past. And that was enough to get her to go, I know you guys got to pay up front. And that is nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing at all, period, wrong with that. Now, the story went viral, and a lot of people were like, yeah, burn the witch, burn her to the ground. But then you take, 2 seconds to look at this dude's social media history, and you discover, oh, they've been doing this for years. Right. It's something that they do. Look, social media in a nutshell is terrible, right? Let's be fair. Let's be realistic. Social media in a nutshell is pretty god awful. However, people oftentimes like to vocalize their crimes on there because they don't think that they're ever going to get caught, because they don't think anyone's ever paying attention until they do. And believe me, old past tweets have a tendency of coming back to bite you in the ass, which is always good to probably be on the safe side and not maybe do those kind of things. But the story did have a silver lining once people started looking into it, once people started looking at the situation as a whole, because Chipotle, well, they rehired the manager who refused to serve the dine and dash customers. That's right. They rehired the woman that they had so just unceremoniously terminated days before due to a social media outcry, a social media storm for her doing her job, because people were able to manipulate social media to turn it into a race issue, stoking those flames and making it a big deal. And we find out that, of course, it's all a load of shit. Now, it says here, Mexican restaurant chain Chipotle fired one of its managers after an online video surfaced showing the employee refusing to serve a group of black men unless they pay up front, but then rehired her when it was revealed that the men previously ditched the check. The unidentified manager of a Chipotle restaurant in St. Paul, Minnesota, was seen in a viral clip posted to Twitter, smiling and saying, "You gotta pay because you never have any money when you come in here." The group of 5 men were noticeably offended by the comments, telling other workers that they were being stereotyped as they filmed themselves in the eatery, according to the clip, which had been viewed more than 6.4 million times since it was posted on Friday by one of the customers. Another worker in the video later tells the group, "We're not going to make food unless you guys actually have money." Masood Ali, the customer who posted the series of videos of the incident to his Twitter account, accused the female manager who refused to serve him and his friends of racism, saying that it sounds really racist. The way she said it was racist, Ali told the Star Tribune. She asked for proof of income as if I'm getting a loan, and Chipotle was quick to terminate the manager. Yeah, I know I read a lot of that all at once. I probably shouldn't have, but the thing is that that's the story, is they go in there. And look, just from an outsider perspective, I completely get it, right? I completely get the outrage. I just want that to be fair up front. But from the get-go, I looked at the story and I'm all like, something about this doesn't seem right to me. Now, I've been a manager of movie theaters, and I've worked with customers for years, and I've dealt with customers that are always trying to get one up on you. There are people out there that do this pretty frequently. They figure out an alternative way to get what they want, and they might cause a scene in order to shame the person into giving them what they want for free. And ultimately, I kind of feel that's what happened here. I think these guys knew that they were recognized. I think they knew that they were definitely compromised. And so they decided to turn the tables in the best way, using the best weapon that they had, which would be racism in America. And that sounds terrible to say, but it's true. If you can utilize that weapon to get what you want, why wouldn't you? I just that's a fair and open question. Why wouldn't you utilize the best weapon you have in order to get what you're after here? The problem with it is, though, is that, like I said before, your social media statements have a way of coming back to bite you in the ass. It's a permanent public log people can go and look at. And if they're looking for specific things and you've talked about those specific things, then they're able to find a way to prove you wrong and to disprove your story. And that's basically what happened here. Now, following the termination, other users on Twitter came to the defense of the manager, pointing out tweets to Ali's Twitter account, boasting about dining and dashing or ordering food at a restaurant and leaving without paying. The revelation apparently prompted Chipotle to reconsider its hasty firing of the manager, saying, "We've spent the last few days reviewing the evidence available to us regarding the incident in St. Paul, Minnesota." This is coming from Lori Shalau, Chipotle's chief communications officer, saying, "Based on our review, we've offered our manager her job back. While our normal protocol was not followed serving these customers, we publicly apologized to our manager for being put in this position." And holy shit, they actually apologized to the manager. They apologized to the person. If I was her, I wouldn't go and get the job back. I would be like, okay, no. I was doing my job. I'm protecting your assets, right? I'm protecting loss from happening at this company. You fire me because these dudes twisted a political narrative and got everyone all hyped up. Ah, man, F that. I'm taking your ass to court. She should have done that. Right? I mean, you can tell clearly that they offered her job back when they realized that they were wrong, probably with some serious ass perks, probably with a promotion, if there is such a thing. She's going to be next in line for district manager, maybe, who knows, regional manager. I don't know. All I know is that Chipotle better be paying out some serious freaking money, some serious freaking benefits and perks, because that's the only reason why she would have taken the job back. They offered her something that was more valuable than what she could have gotten up front, because all she would have had to do is just file a lawsuit and they would have settled for one. But she would have had him over a barrel, could have gotten millions and millions and millions of dollars because of this. But I'm going to be fair with you guys here. I'm going to be honest with you guys here. I'm actually glad she didn't do that. I am. I'm glad she's entitled to it, in my opinion. I'm glad she didn't do that. And I'll tell you why. Because I want there to be precedent. I want there to be precedent with these companies that if something like this exists, if it happens again, that they take the time to investigate fully before acting. That way they don't act in haste. They don't destroy someone's livelihood or someone's name simply because of a reaction on social media, that they take the time to do the investigation. And you know what? Honestly, if it wasn't for Twitter users looking into this guy and this dude being a dumbass idiot who likes to dine and dash, then she would have never gotten her job back. But the truth of the matter is, it probably boils down to this. It's not just his tweets that probably did it. It's probably the other employees telling the general manager or the district manager, listen, we have seen these guys here before. We recognize them before. They've done this before. What people like Alia here, what's his name? Masood Ali don't realize is that people have memories. And this is the biggest truth. People have memories and people would remember someone like him. When you go to a store and you fuck them over in any way, the employees remember. The employees remember who you are. Right? You think that because they cater to so many people that they're going to just forget what you look like. No, man. They look at all those faces and they log them subconsciously. And if you do anything out of the norm, then they're going to put a flag on that in their own mind. And that's going to be what they use to remember you later on. Also, a lot of these people talk to each other and they know each other, and who you are gets around. I'll give you guys this a bit of an example. When I worked in Pasadena, I was managing a movie theater on the east side of town. It's where the name $3 Theater comes from, right? And we had a whole bunch of people coming on in that were always the specific types, right? Oh, that's the chronic or the phantom masturbator. Not kidding you. There was a guy who would come in. We were always trying to catch him before he did it, but he would come through in the beginning days. People wouldn't really know who he looked like until we were able to figure it out. We had people that would come on in that were homeless, that were trying to sneak in. We'd have people that would dig through the trash trying to find the popcorn bags and the soda cups that allowed for a free refill. You get to know who these people are. You remember what they do, and then you don't let them in or you stop them from doing it again. As part of doing these kind of work, you do remember these things. What Masood Ali here and his friends thought is that they would not be caught, but they've been doing it for 3 years. And now this idiot has got his face everywhere. This idiot has got his face all over St. Paul, Minnesota. Everyone's going to know who he is. Everyone's going to know who he is. He's not going to be able to pull this shit probably ever again. And you know what? I'm glad. I am glad that he's not able to screw over a company. I am, because I'm glad he's not going to be able to put himself in a position where he can get somebody fired by playing the racism card, because he was probably, we don't know. Look, I don't want to sit there and assign the attentions that this dude and his friends are going to dine and dash at that moment in time. I don't know, but he had a history of doing it. And in that moment, she recognized him and she was like, this is the conditions of the purchase. And then he made it out to be something that it wasn't. She got in trouble, but now she's back and she's definitely be better off as a result. I do hope she got some seriously good ass perks. And I hope this dude gets shamed out of St. Paul, Minnesota from ever going and ordering ever again without paying first. They should put this dude's picture in every single restaurant across town. This dude pays first. Right. And I guarantee you, now that they know about it in St. Paul and they know he's been talking about it for a couple of years, they are now more on the lookout for him than ever before. So the likelihood of him actually being able to pull this crime off, probably not going to happen. And if he tries it, they'll be already ready to call the cops and get this dude arrested. Because quite frankly, at this point, he probably deserves it just for those particular crimes. Anyway, those are just my thoughts on the subject matter. It's definitely all over the place. I am curious to know what you think. Let's see what you guys have to say. So go ahead and throw your thoughts down there. If you made it this far, type Chipotle into the chat so then we all know that you made it. And definitely toss a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to support the channel. And while you're already in the mood of supporting the channel, why don't you try patreon.com/MundaneMatt. Really helps the channel out that way. Anyway, my name is Matt Jarbo. This has been my channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day and peace out.